I asked for the most interesting question you can think of. You guys gave me some questions. Here are my answers. You have a dice. If you roll a 6, you get teleported to a torture chamber. If you roll anything else, you get $10 million. You can roll the dice as many times as you want. How many times are you rolling the dice, if at all? I would either roll it 0 or 1 times. I would consider rolling it once. And if I didn't get a 6, I would just stop. Torture chamber sounds really bad, and I'm assuming it's like infinite torture. Or like, for the rest of my life sort of thing. Like, that's how I would die. I'm guessing that's the spirit of the question. I'd be really hyped and I would want to roll it, but I don't think I could do it. Ignore the dice. Let somebody else do it. What record of human existence would you have put on Voyager 1 if given the chance? Answer does not need to account for the year of the original launch. So basically, like, something that, if other life from other planets or whatever were to see it, what would I want it to be? And I thought about this for a little bit. And I think I would have to put a Rubik's Cube on it. I feel like any sort of music or sounds or anything would be kind of meaningless, and also maybe hard to figure out how to use. So like putting a CD on it would be kind of weird because you would need a CD player. I feel like a Rubik's Cube is very, you just have it and you can use it. And at least for humans, I feel like if you give a scrambled Rubik's Cube to somebody, they kind of can figure out what they're supposed to do with it. I don't know. I feel like aliens would have a fun time with that. What's your single favorite rule or law? I'm going to say traffic laws, because it's insane that we just stop at red lights. Like, we almost treat red lights as like an unpassable barrier. And like, obviously there are people who run red lights. It happens all the time. But like, for the most part, when you're driving, people stop at red lights and everybody does it. That's insane to me that as humans, we've come up with like these totally invented rules that like, as a whole, we just follow them, and we would never even consider breaking them. You need or want to text an acquaintance of your preferred sex in a platonic manner, and you've only realized at midnight. Do you text them then, or do you wait until morning? This is interesting to me because I don't think the fact that the person's a woman really changes my answer here. I think if it's really urgent and I think of it at midnight, I'll still text the person regardless of what their gender is. But if it's just like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a while and I want to talk to them, I probably just wouldn't do that at midnight. I'm not really a night type of guy, so I would probably be asleep. And if I'm not asleep, I probably wouldn't be like, trying to start a new conversation with somebody. That said, I don't think the gender of the person affects this at all for me. Maybe that's because I'm in a committed relationship, so it's like kind of obvious that I'm not like trying to flirt with them or whatever. But I feel like even when I was single, like I wouldn't care too much about it. Like if they interpret it as flirting, that's fine. Like, we could clarify that. They could ask me if it was, whatever. So I would say if it's urgent, I'll text them at midnight. If it's not urgent, I'll just wait till the morning. Is there cap in the rap? Sometimes. Definitely not all of my lyrics are 100% accurate. Some of them it's more like, oh, this is what I want, and not what I have. And some of it is just like, putting myself in a situation, maybe exaggerating it a certain extent for like poetic justice. I try not to like outright lie and say like, oh, I killed 3 men on the highway the other day, because I didn't do that. I didn't kill 3 men on the highway the other day, to clarify. I definitely did not kill anyone on the highway. If you wrote a book, what would it be about? That's a good question. I've had some book ideas in the past, mostly fiction stuff, like sort of dystopian type of novels, because I think those are really fun to read. But I'm really not much of a writer outside of lyrics, so I'm not sure if I would really ever write a book. I feel like if I were ever actually going to write a book, I would probably do like a nonfiction book about like my life when I'm older or something like that, like a memoir. Because I feel like any sort of fictional ideas I can incorporate into like other media that I tend to prefer making, like, music or videos or whatever. I feel like writing a good fiction book takes a lot of learning and a lot of practice to like really come up with something good. Whereas like writing a nonfiction book about yourself is like, it's kind of fine if it's not super polished because, that's me. Realistically, I could see myself writing a memoir about myself when I'm old, and I probably wouldn't write any other books. But who knows? Why are you running? I'm running because I want to change this country. That's right, this is your announcement that DG the artist is running for president in 2024. Do I have your vote? Let me know in the comments below. Assuming time or effort isn't an issue, what's something that you'd really like to get good at that you aren't currently? This is a great question, and right now I'm going to say speaking Vietnamese. So my girlfriend's from Vietnam, and her parents are from Vietnam, and her parents don't speak any English. I mean, they speak a little bit, but not like enough to have real conversations. So I've been working on my Vietnamese and taking lessons and stuff, and like, I'm learning, I'm slowly but surely like being able to have basic conversations, but I'm still not that good at it. So definitely if I could like wake up tomorrow with one skill, it would be like being fluent in Vietnamese. But yeah, in general, general, I would say languages are something I want to get really good at. Like one of my dreams for my life is to know like 10 languages. Vietnamese is the fourth language I've ever learned. English, Spanish, and American Sign Language are my first three. So I'm like almost halfway there, but I'm pretty far from fluent in everything but English. So, I would really just like to get super good at the languages that I'm learning. That would be my dream skill right now. My phone's almost out of space, so I can't record much more. But we have another question. Is fire burnt? Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go now. Thanks for watching.